Hey yo, we go legend. Microphone legend. Yo, we gotta get the play up music in here. We're gonna get banned from YouTube and shit. They're gonna think I'm fucking Big Sean and Travis Scott up in here. Hey yo, what's up? What's happening? Showdown, $300,000 first. Battle of the first overall picks. Battle of Ohio. All this shit that they're marketing it as. Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow. 4-point favorites they open at. Now it's like 6 to 7-point favorites to the Browns, as they should be. Quarterback, rookie, on a short week. Did not look good in week one. Sal, what are you talking about? He didn't look good in week one. I heard on ESPN and First Take and wherever, yada, 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 Joe Burrow looked so good in week one. I mean, he didn't look terrible. But, I mean, if we're going to compare him to every quarterback in the league, yeah, he didn't look good. He had a nice touchdown run on the ground, right? He looked like evading a bunch of stuff, but he had a 5.4 yards per attempt. The league average is 7. So Joe Burrow was not good in week one. If you want to compare him to every other rookie, okay, yeah. There wasn't many other rookie quarterbacks playing, so he looked decent compared to the other rookie quarterbacks, but yeah, he wasn't good week one. Now he's on a short week. What's up, everybody? Hey, yo. What's happening? North Carolina, stand up. Stand the fuck up. What's up, fellas? What up? Sal's the man, somebody says. What's up? Jarvis Landry on the Dolphins greater than. Jarvis Landry on the Dolphins was like the definition of 9 catch. He was Jamison Crowder, right? That's all he was. He was 9 catches, 13 yards, and he would never get in the end zone. He was fantastic for 80-yard games on 8 or 9 catches every single week. He was Jamison Crowder. Upset week, heavy on the Bengals. Alrighty. We got some people rooting for the dogs in this one. I got my 150 lineups as of right now crunched. I plan to change some things with exposures. I might set another rule or two. Not 100% positive yet, but I got my exposures up here. We factored in all the ownership stuff. I got the rankings and projections up on my other screen, which you can get on Patreon, link down below. And before we get into this bad boy, this show is sponsored to you by Monkey Knife Fight. New promo code for Monkey Knife Fight. My last name. It's that simple, Vetri. Whether you're listening, well, there's not going to be anybody on the podcast for this one. It's a live stream, so if you're watching right now, my last name, Vetri, Vetri, $50 deposit match. You're going to get a $50 deposit bonus. I'll send you also my NFL DFS guide. I'm only going to do that for the rest of this week, and then we're just going to go with the bonus that Monkey Knife Fight is giving. Promo code SALNFL. They have more unders. They have over-under fantasy points. You could use my projections for that if you have them, if you're one of the 400 people on Patreon who have them, right? My projections, my rankings, over-under receptions. Is Landry going to have 4.5 receptions, more or less tonight? I'll go with the more in that one, right? I'll go with the more on that one. So Monkey Knife Fight, promo code SALNFL. They just started it for the NFL season. We got them to do it today for all of you. Promo code is Vetri. I'm sorry, I'm used to saying the other one. Vetri, Vetri, and what you're going to get there is $50 deposit match. They are the sponsors of this live stream. Check them out. Somebody says, Raleigh in the house. Shout out Raleigh. Burrow's going to be showing his ass tonight, somebody says. Well, I hope not, because he might actually get kicked off the team if he's going to do that. And that would be very unfortunate as a first-round pick to have to go out like that so early on. But what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? I'm going to be answering Q&A questions for probably the next hour or so. We can talk through strategy. We can talk through where I'm at right now. We can answer all of your questions. We did a live stream earlier for Stardom Cinema. If you have any other Stardom Cinema questions, go over to TikTok. Yes, TikTok. That's the only spot I'm going to be answering Stardom Cinema questions outside of the 1 hour live stream, because I want the easy-to-do content over there, right? The more you put out over there, the easier it is to grow. Can I play 3 defenses on this slate? My man wants to play 3 defenses on this slate. Nah, not going to be me. I have rules set to only get at most 1 kicker. I have rules set to get at most 1 defense. You might be saying, what, Sal? You don't think both defenses can be in the one lineup? Obviously, they can, but after reviewing 2 to 3 years now of Showdown data, it is extremely rare to have a 2 defense winning lineup. It is even more rare to have a 2 kicker winning lineup. So I'm just going to be betting on percentages there. This is not the lowest of total games. It is definitely not a high total by any means. But the total in this one is going to be coming in somewhere around like 45. So it's not the crazy lowest of totals, right? It's not pushing like the 40 to 42, but it's definitely not a higher total game, which is when kickers and defenses become more in play. But a lot of playmakers on both sides. I mean, Cincinnati, I saw a post in one of my group messages today, might have the best 5 wide receivers set, right, talent-wise in the NFL. It's definitely up there in terms of how deep they go in their end. So there's a lot of players who can make an impact today. It makes it really difficult for kickers to show out. Defenses will have to score touchdowns for them to show out because of how many players, especially in the really cheap range, like the $200 range, are going to actually be on the field running routes. So with all that said, anybody going over owned relative to their upside, you think, on this slate? I mean, I don't think so. Like, quarterbacks will always be the highest owned on most of these slates whenever they're not crazy expensive. I expect both the quarterbacks to be over-owned, or at least highly owned. Maybe Joe Burrow will come in over-owned, but he's just so cheap, right? He shouldn't be the most expensive player on this slate, in my opinion, not at all. That should probably be Odell or Baker Mayfield Or you can even argue with me one of the running backs, but definitely not Joe Burrow. But I get it. The rushing upside is there. It's just a short week for a rookie who looked bad in week 1 in Joe Burrow. I don't really have much interest in playing him above his ownership right now. I'm not coming in above the ownership. I would expect Joe Burrow to probably be owned over 50%. I think both quarterbacks are going to come in at. I would say like 55% for Joe Burrow tonight. I don't have that much at all. I'm not playing any quarterbacks in the captain spot as of right now, at least. That can obviously change, but I think they each have enough weapons that somebody else is going to be getting there. Again, that could all change. Normally, it's wide receivers and running backs that are the most owned captains, or the most, in terms of history of winning showdown slates, it's wide receivers and running backs, and then quarterbacks after that. Again, it's not crazy of differences in percentage-wise. It's like 5 to 10% difference, but I'll just play those percentages still, especially when these teams have so many players that can really get you there. So I'm probably going to be coming in below the field on Burrow. I might hit like 40%. I have 39% right now. That's likely going to be below the field. I'm coming in above the field on Baker Mayfield. I don't know. There's going to be guys that are over-owned and under-owned at every single spot. Like, it depends on what the price points are in some of these guys. You're probably going to have a hard time fitting in. At least I am. Right now I'm having a really hard time fitting in a lot of AJ Green because of his price point, because I have a lot of other guys priced similar or projected similar or better than him. So I'm going to be well below the field on AJ Green tonight. I'm okay with that. I'm going to be well below the field, I believe, on Austin Hooper. I didn't check the last time. Yeah, Austin Hooper, I'm barely getting to any because of how well I have Harrison Bryant projected. I'm very much so above the field on Harrison Bryant. I'm going to be like 10x the field on Harrison Bryant tonight. I'm getting about 35% Harrison Bryant. He's in about a third of my lineups. And he's cheap, and he's going to run like 20 routes out there tonight. And if he sucks, that's fine. I'm completely fine losing in those 30% of lineups. I can't alter it. Like, I gave him 5 fantasy points. Like, if I give him less, I'll still get a lot. If I give him more, I'm going to get way too much. So he's at a point right now where I have to either play him or lower his projection, and I don't really see a reason to lower his projection after what he did last week in a limited amount of snaps because Njoku was on the field for a lot of it. Big Ten football is coming back mid-October. Yes, it is. Hey, Sal, first-timer from Virginia. What's going on, Sean? How you doing? Yeah, a lot of first-timers are going to be in here on this stream. We had a bunch, like over 100 people earlier subscribe to the channel. So at any point, if you are indeed new and you like what you hear and you get a question answer, whatever it might be, feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Appreciate all of you. We're up to already 500 people in the first 5 minutes. Let's get into a lot of these questions right now. Got to go Baker this week. A lot of questions are popping by already. We got the 10-second clock, so we can make sure to hit on all of them. Lexington, North Carolina, where are y'all tuning in from? Let me know. Got to go Baker this week. He can't be that bad, right? I mean, he was bad week 1. Like, look, I like Baker, but I'm not going to make a lot of excuses for him. The offensive line was better than it was overall last year. He got pressured on about 25% of his dropbacks. That's not ideal, but that's not crazy. Like, Joe Burrow was pressured 40% of the time week 1, right? There's a lot of quarterbacks. Daniel Jones was pressured 45% of the time week 1, or 55% of the time, 54, I think, to be exact. So Baker, had time to throw. He did. He just wasn't good. Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to talk about Odell and shit on Odell. He played injured for 16 games last year. He said he was at best 65% healthy at best last year. Still goes over 1,000 yards. Week 1, he has 10 targets, and only 5 of them are deemed catchable. That means the other ones were overthrown or thrown at his feet, right? So you're going to see 10 targets and say, oh my God, Odell, again, another season of Odell being bad. I mean, injured last year, and he had 10 targets in week 1, and only half of them were catchable, right? And he ends up catching 2 or 3 of them. And he draws 3 pass interference penalties and 3 penalties. So, in my opinion, in real life, if you actually watch the game, Odell played fine. On the opportunities that Odell had to actually make a play, he played fine. He was either interfered with or a bad throw. And every other one he actually caught. So, the stats are going to be really decisive there. I actually think Odell's price point should be the highest on the slate. If it was me pricing this, I would make him $10,000 plus dollars. I think Odell's the best captain on the slate. I think he has the highest upside in the slate. I think he has a fantastic matchup on this slate. Yeah. It all comes down to Baker. Baker's going to have time to throw. He sucked in week 1. There's nothing to say. I think Joe Burrow sucked in week 1. I think Baker sucked in week 1. Relative to expectations, Joe Burrow played okay because nobody was expecting him to be lights out. Relative to expectations, Baker was well below them. I'm going to eat this decision, but I'm keeping AJ out of my lineups. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any issues with AJ Green. He's appropriately priced in my opinion. He had a very good week 1. He should have had a touchdown, another 25 yards or so, but Joe Burrow overthrew him wide open in the end zone. AJ Green, wide open in the end zone down the middle of the field. Joe Burrow overthrows him. So both these guys should have better weeks. I think AJ Green's appropriately priced, but I can't get there when I have Jarvis Landry, Odell, and the running backs projected pretty similar, and they're a lot cheaper. So I'm getting AJ Green, but I'm going to be like a third to a quarter of the field on AJ Green right now. Ready to go. Patreon Sal, you rock. Yeah, what's up, what's up? Yeah, if you want to make sure to get all the projections and rankings, not only for this slate, but a bunch of other slates, the main slate, 20, it's going to be about a 25-page game-by-game notes. Every single player that plays on Sunday, not counting the night game, 1 o'clock and 4, I have matchups for, I have all the stats that you need to know from week 1, 4, 25 pages. It's going to be getting finished up tonight and put out tomorrow on Patreon. You can sign up. It's linked down below. I'll also throw it in the description right now if you want to get into some of those spots over on Patreon. All the patrons. For my small contest, 36 people. Yeah, what up, man? Is playing Bryant as a punt to fit in all the studs viable or too risky? Yeah, I think I know. I think you're Graham, right, Mike? Yeah, I think that's fine to do. You're playing 36 people in there. I think most people are going to be pretty casual. I would say that at least 20 to 25, maybe even 30 people in there are going to be somewhat casual. Like they're not playing 150 normally. They really don't know too much about strategy, about probably half of them. So you can play it kind of like a cash game, which I think getting Bryant in there is like that. I think Bryant, he's not going to project out like kickers scoring 7 or 8 points tonight projection-wise, but he obviously has a higher upside to that. Yeah, so I'm okay playing Bryant. They played a ton of 2 tight end sets, and then Njoku got hurt. And Njoku was very successful. And you saw Austin Hooper run a ton of routes out of the slot. So yeah, I think that Bryant's a fine play to do that. I think in all formats, not even just a 36-man field where you're playing for a big top prize or a big top ticket. I think in all formats, Bryant is very much so viable. If you're planning on playing a kicker tonight who might score 7 or 8 points, why not play a guy who's projected for 5 points, but the only reason why his projection is not more confident is because there's no real data to go off of him. Otherwise, then you're just starting to tweak up his projection based on your own expectations, and that's where it can get dangerous. But I mean, they have no other tight ends. They drafted this kid. They have high expectations, and then they let him run. Let me pull up his player profile right now. They let Bryant run, I believe, 15 routes out of the slot last week. And again, that was with Njoku playing for a decent amount of that game. Let's pull up our man Harrison Bryant and see what happens here. So if we pull up Bryant right now, I see people hopping in. I appreciate what's up. There's about 600 of you crazy cats up in this thing. You crazy cats and kittens or whatever the fuck they say. Yeah, so right now you got Bryant on the screen. Bryant in week 1 runs 12 routes out of the... So he runs 36% of his snaps out of the slot, and he runs 12 routes overall. That's pretty damn good for a guy who only played like half the game. Sees 2 targets, 60% target share. I'm not expecting 10 to 12 fantasy points. I think it's a possibility if he scores a touchdown. Chapel Hill, North Carolina, you're pretty close to me, my man. Yeah, I think that Bryant should probably push towards 15 to 20 snaps tonight. He'll be a red zone option for them, and for $200, it's probably the best $200 play you might get on the season. How are we feeling about Landry this week? He could be in my lineup for fantasy football, or should I put CeeDee Lamb? I like Landry more. Dude, Sal, help me win some money to pay these damn bills. Oh, man. I mean, if you're gambling to try and pay your bills, man, you got to get a second job. You can go the Dave Ramsey route and just get a pizza job at night. Gambling is not going to be your answer ever to paying your bills. It's just going to be, I assume you're kidding, but it's just going to be, if I actually have to add some reasoning here to my live stream and be a little bit, responsible in this one, joking around is all cool and stuff, but if there's people out there gambling to pay their bills, do not be doing that. You're getting yourself in gambling is a losing proposition. 20% of people are going to win in the GPP tonight. On Draftkings. Only 20% get paid out, so 80% of people are going to lose. So if everybody is gambling for their rent, there's going to be a lot of evictions. So that's just on a macro level. Micro level, yeah, don't be gambling away your rent money, your grocery money. Eat well. Eat avocados. Avoid the dimension. You'll be good. Left that 5-star review on the podcast app for you, brother. Hope you're having a good day. Who dat? Hey, what up, Zach? Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you guys want to leave a review on the podcast, it really does go a long way. It takes 30 seconds, and the only way to really grow a podcast is through reviews and through ratings and things like that, and also word of mouth. But the reviews and ratings help it go up the charts, which makes more people see it, which obviously leads to more word of mouth. But yeah, there's a link down below in the description for that. I appreciate everybody who was doing that. This gentleman is growing on me, says White Moses. Hey. Thank you. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means off the bat you got a little bit of a pushback. You don't know if you liked it or not, but yeah, I'll grow on you a little bit. Sal, I'm rocking with the Burrow at captain with Harrison in the utility. You think there's a chance? I don't have any quarterbacks at the captain tonight. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. They could obviously win in the captain. But yeah, I think there's a chance, yeah. Hey, Sal, what's up, man? I'm stacking the Browns on FanDuel. Need one Bengal. Would you rather play Burrow or Mixon there? I have Burrow projected for 2 more fantasy points, so you could fit either in. I would prefer Burrow there. But I have them projected out both decent. You think Boyd bounces back against a lackluster Browns secondary? Yes, I think Boyd is going to be fine. I think he's going to primarily play in the slot. I think that'll end up being a pretty nice matchup for him. He'll probably get to see. Last week he had a really tough matchup against Chris Harris Jr. He pretty much got shut down, but he still saw like a decent amount of targets. He got shut down, but he saw 5 targets, 4 catches, 33 yards, and Burrow was looking his way pretty often. 82% of his snaps out of the slot, 39 total routes. I think Boyd is in a pretty nice spot. It's unfortunate because he's kind of priced for it. I think for the most part, outside of Odell, everybody is pretty appropriately priced in the slate. Maybe you can argue with me John Ross is like $1,000 too cheap for what his role was in week 1. Obviously, I'm talking about all the like notable guys. All the guys in the $200 range should be in like the $1,000 to $2,000 range, whether it's Hodge, whether it's Bryant. You could even tell me Mike Thomas should be like $1,200 this week down there in this range. But yeah, I think Tyler Boyd's in a fine spot. The issue, and I'm going to get a lot of him. I got a good amount of Tyler Boyd right now. I'm going to assume that I'm going to probably come in. If I had to guess, I'm probably going to come in around the field on Tyler Boyd because right now I have overall Tyler Boyd in my utility spots. I have 35%. If I add in my captain ownership, I'm going to come in around 45% total Tyler Boyd tonight. So I think I'll be above the field on Boyd. I've been torn on what to do with AJ Green. Yeah, the price point's just restricting him in my lineups right now. Right now, and if I factor in my utility ownership and my captain, I only have 12% AJ Green, which is, I would assume, a third of the field, maybe even less. What's OBJ's matchup looking like tonight? Yeah, I mean, individual matchups on shadows are important to call it out. I like calling them out in general so you know what the defense actually looks like. Cincinnati secondary was improved. OBJ, he'll go up against some William Jackson, right? It's not going to be anything crazy. Go up against some William Jackson out there, the third. Phillips to an extent. Yeah, he's not going to be shadowed, right? That's the thing. He was all over the field in week 1. He played a decent amount in the slot as well. You got 15% slot snaps out of him. So, yeah, the matchup's going to be fine for OBJ. The matchup's very good. There's not going to be a lot of pass rush coming against this offensive line for Cleveland. Baker sucked in week 1. He flat out sucked. I don't expect him to do that again and be so inaccurate as he was in week 1. So, yeah, I think OBJ and a lot of these guys are going to be in a nice spot. OBJ obviously has the highest ceiling. OBJ was the guy that was targeted 10 times in week 1 by Baker. I think Landry is consistent, but if you want a captain who's going to win you a slate, like OBJ did last year against his in his former stadium against the Jets, though, when they were all talking shit about him, I think that was like week 2, right? OBJ blows the top of a defense. He goes off. That's who you want in your captain spot. 100 yards and a touchdown or 50 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think OBJ is like wildly too cheap. The fact that OBJ is almost $1,000 less than AJ Green is just comical on this slate. It shows you how much everybody, even the Draftkings algorithm and people behind the scenes in Massachusetts at Draftkings, how much every single person right now is down on this Browns team, especially just OBJ. I don't see the reason to be blaming OBJ for anything that happened in week 1. Like, if people watch the game, if they look at advanced stats, they would be like, okay, yeah, Baker was the reason. They were throwing balls at his feet and over his head, right? It's crazy. What's up, Sal? What's going on, Keith? How you doing? You're going live on TikTok? I had no idea you did that. No, I don't go live on TikTok. I actually had somebody I was talking to in the YouTube comments today. TikTok, I didn't really know if I want to do much with it. Obviously, the growth is insane there to like really pop off. I'm just going to be answering starting to questions on TikTok for now. So if you leave one over there, I have a couple TikToks up. If you leave a comment on it, I'll just make a video literally answering your question. It helps you out by me answering your question. And it helps me out by literally taking me 30 seconds to put up a piece of content on TikTok. I don't want to be editing stuff, and there's just no way I can like sit down and edit videos on TikTok. If it's just a quick 30-second poll, I'll do it. Sal, you're the man. I won $1,500, Garrett says, last Thursday because you said lock in the running backs at captain. With that said, who are we locking in tonight at captain? Yeah, so running backs and wide receivers every single time for me at captain, unless there's a really notable tight end on the slate. Odell. Odell is my favorite captain tonight. He's not locked in there. I only have 38% Odell. I'm currently running 6 captains, but one of those captains is AJ Green, and I only have one lineup with him. So I'm technically just running 5 captains. I have a lot of ownership to 2 of the guys, and then I have 3 guys coming in with pretty average ownership in my captain spot. I like Odell. Even if he doesn't click tonight, the matchup is good. His upside is obviously insane, and everything worked out week 1 for him. He's healthy. He just didn't get good targets, but he got fucking 10 of them. So yeah, I'm going to go with Odell. If you're going to be on TikTok, you got to do a WAP challenge. Literally, the only thing I'm doing on TikTok is answering people's questions. I don't scroll it. I literally just download it onto my phone because I hate having social media apps on my phone. I don't have Twitter. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Instagram. I don't have LinkedIn. I don't have anything on my phone. I don't have YouTube comments, anything like that. Nothing on my phone. I spend enough time at work all day. Look at your screen time reports. If your screen time reports are like 2 to 5 hours on your phone, that's awful, right? That's absolutely terrifying. If it's 5 hours, you're spending 35 hours a week over a day of your week just looking at your phone. That's terrifying to me. And then you obviously have to factor in that you're spending, I don't know, however amount of time, 2 days a week just sleeping. Like, if 3 days of your week are going to 3 to 4 just looking at your phone and sleeping, what kind of life is that? So I deleted all those fucking apps. Would you start Marvin Jones? All right, I'm not answering any starting sit-ins. You could ask me over on TikTok. Why so low on Uzoma? Because he's $5,000 and he projects out like some of the $200 players on the slate. I mean, look, Uzoma's going to see 4 or 5 targets. They're going to be an average depth of target of like 6 yards. And if he catches his targets, he'll finish with like 4 receptions for 30 yards. And that's 7 fantasy points. And my kickers are going to be half the price for 7 fantasy points. So, and I mean, you have guys like Harrison Bryant on the slate, who's $4,800 less, who can potentially have that. So Uzoma is fine. He's going to run 25 routes, something like that. He's going to see 4 or 5 targets. If he scores a touchdown, okay, then have him in your lineup. And even then, it might not pay off. If he doesn't score a touchdown, I really see it hard for Uzoma to beat me, right? I don't see Uzoma having, unless he breaks up a 40-yard reception, which he doesn't really do much after the catch, I don't see a 6-reception, 80-yard day in Uzoma. I see a 4-reception, 30-yard day in CJ Uzoma based on week 1. He was just not running downfield. What's the best super draft strategy? Trying to figure out with the multipliers who's the best. Yeah, you can still stack in super draft, but the fact that there's multipliers makes it less important. Like the correlation doesn't play out the same way because they're not all getting the same amount of points correlation-wise. So in super draft, I have projections right now. If you use the promo code SAL, S-A-L on super draft. If you're not on super draft, go over there. These contests aren't filling. The Showdown projections I have up on Patreon right now. If you're a Patreon and you're not on super draft, it makes no sense. Like I literally have the projections up there that most people don't have. The contests aren't filling right now on superdraft.io. Promo code SAL gets you 50% deposit match up to $1,000 Rooskies. I mean, the strategy on Superdraft right now until people start to beat you is just have good projections and play them because the contests don't fill and most people aren't using projections. So just straight up go through the projections. If you are watching this stream right here, a little bit of a bonus for you. Highest projected Superdraft play, Odell Beckham Jr., 24 points. You should probably just start your lineups with Odell and go from there. Let's see what we got here. $20 by Raven, a donation. Doesn't even say anything. He just gives me a $20 bill in the chat. Way. Too kind, Raven. Thank you. I appreciate you a ton. Too kind, man. Too kind. You're the best, Sal, says Pavel. No. You are the best, sir. Appreciate the kind words. Everybody. Thank you. Let's keep going. Let's keep this thing going. What do we got here? How many people are in this bad boy? Damn, we got almost 800 of y'all in this bad boy. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you are new here. What's up? NC Tricks. Chill, bro. What up? I'll buy you barbecue if you're ever visiting Oklahoma. Hey, that sounds great. That sounds real good. Sal, how do you get your lineup optimizer? I get it for free through Osimo because I do shows for them. I get Fantasy Cruncher for free. Prize Pick has an over-under on Cyber. Could be a free pick. Yeah, I don't like Prize Picks, so I'm going to avoid. Kind of a little sketchy encounter with Prize Picks. Not sure I like them. I'm going to do the free contest on Super Drafts. Thoughts on Super Draft? I like Super Draft a lot. They're sponsors of some of my shows. If I want them to be, they could be a sponsor of this show as well with Monkey Knife Fight. Yeah, promo code SAL, S-A-L, 50% deposit match up to $1,000 Rooskies. Go play Odell over there. Kareem Hunt's 1.7x multiplier is too good. Those are my 2 best plays right now in Super Draft. Odell and Kareem Hunt. So if you're watching this and you're not already signed up for Super Draft, you literally just got a piece of the puzzle. Most of the puzzle figured out. And if you have Patreon, you're going to get a lot more of it. What do we got here? Which Browns kicker is starting? I'm pretty sure, didn't DraftKings only list 1 kicker? Right? Who did DraftKings list as the kicker? At least the last time that I checked, DraftKings only had 1 kicker. And I should probably change that, though, if I'm fucking this up and that there's a different kicker starting right now. Somebody let me know who's starting for the Browns because I'm going to have to change some of my exposures because I've got like 10% kicker exposure for the Browns. I have 10%. Hodge as the captain will win $100,000. Yeah, maybe. I mean, he's running shallow routes out of the slot when they go 3 wide, which is not that often. Can we stack both running backs in the same lineup on either team? I don't have any rules against it. I'm not getting any Giovanni Bernard because he projects out terribly. So I have 1 lineup out of 150 with Gio, so I don't really worry about that. I'm going to have lineups that have both Chubb and Kareem Hunt. I don't have a rule against it. I'm not going to get a lot with that, but I'll have lineups. Sal, you think Tyler Boyd at captain is fine? I currently have exposure to Tyler Boyd at captain. Yes, I think it's okay. Who's your top choice for the multiplier spot? On captain tonight, I like Odell. I've got 5 guys ownership for my captain. I think Odell's one of them. That seems pretty obvious. Look at me. I'm the captain now. You all right putting Chubb and Hunt together? Yes. Sal, if you were doing 1 lineup on DraftKings tonight, who would you throw in your captain spot? Aaron Rodgers. I mean, look, that's like the answer where I'm just going to troll you and say Aaron Rodgers. I don't play 1 lineup. Like, if you told me to play 1 lineup on DraftKings tonight, I just wouldn't play it. It's just not possible to. In my opinion, it's obviously possible, but it's very unlikely for the amount of lineups that are going to be played in that contest to win with 1 lineup. I'm just being straight up with you unless you're playing in a single entry or 20 max. So I would say don't play. But if you're going to play, I guess Odell looks good. I just want wide receivers and Players who can score 2 touchdowns or have a high variance outcomes. Quarterbacks, tight ends, wide receivers, or kickers, defenses, they don't really have crazy variance. They don't usually score 2 tight ends, and obviously quarterbacks do, but they're 4 points, not 6, and they're usually priced for it, like tonight. But running backs, yes, they'll be my captain options. Wide receivers that see a lot of snaps and run a lot of routes and see a lot of targets, yes, the wide receiver 1 and 2s from each team are captains for me tonight. The starting running backs from each team are captains for me tonight. And then that's about it. That's about all my captain exposure tonight. Makes it pretty easy. AJ Green, I'm not going to answer any season-long questions. You can ask me over on TikTok. TikTok, if you want to comment on one of my videos, a question, a start sit 'em, I'll answer it there. But the only other spot I'm doing it is my noon Thursday live streams, and that's already over. Can we possibly go over the betting matchup spread-wise? No. I'm not betting this game. I would have taken -4 when the line opened on the Browns. It's now to -6 to -7. I have no interest in that line. It's too efficient. If you're making bets an hour before the game, and this is not just targeted at the person who asked, but just in general, if you're making bets an hour before the game, you lost. It doesn't even matter if you won that night, you lost. And if you don't know what that means, expected value. The line is as efficient as possible. That's like you buying the stock at the highest price point. If you continue to buy your entire life stocks at their highest price point, you're obviously not going to make much money. You're obviously going to lose money in the long run. That's exactly what happens in a very similar way for betting. If you're betting when the lines are not open or the lines are not soft, they are rock solid right now, those lines. What that means is that there's no efficiency in your bet. There's no expected value long term, right? You are not getting any value in that bet. You are literally now just flipping a coin every single time. But with the added bonus that you're losing a vig to the house, right? Because you're not getting a plus 100 bet or an even bet. You're getting a -110, a -120. So, I don't have any interest in betting lines that are an hour from lock, right? That's why I get a lot of my bets in. We do the show on Wednesdays, but I make a lot of those bets on Monday when the lines open or Tuesday when the lines open. And the lines are still soft and moving until really like Wednesday night, Thursday morning for the NFL. For these slates, the line's already locked in. Nick Chubb should get 100 yards and a touchdown. I don't think he should get that much. Like, you shouldn't project him for that, but I think there's a real chance that he does. I like this matchup for Nick Chubb a lot. People are overreacting for this Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt backfield. They're getting blown out by 2 to 3 touchdowns. The definition of a pass-catching running back is Kareem Hunt in this offense. He comes on the field, and that's what's happening, right? They're not all of a sudden out of nowhere. Sorry, I'm just reading what Jason said. I don't think Jason's seeing the lineups on Patreon. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything. Is it free to subscribe to podcasts? Yeah, it's completely free. Yeah. Podcasts are free. You can leave a review, all that stuff, completely free. Be sure to check it out. Mixon, all right, so now you like a lineup with both QBs? I don't know if I have one. I have a lot of ownership to Burrow or to Baker. I'm assuming I have a lineup in there with both QBs. I probably wouldn't start a lineup that way unless you're playing cash, which doesn't sound like the greatest. I'm just answering somebody on Patreon. It's not about week 1. It's about last season too. Odell is trash. Yeah, so the person in the chat named Edits, man, just didn't listen to anything I said. Odell was injured all of last season and still went over 1,000 yards. A sports hernia, injured all of last season. One of the most inefficient quarterbacks and inaccurate quarterbacks last year because of their line mainly in Baker Mayfield. He had a sports hernia surgery. Every doctor that you can look at on Twitter, whether they're real doctors or fantasy, said that it's hard to play at 50%. He said he might have been 65%. So you have a wide receiver playing half his actual health for the whole season, and he still goes over 1,000 yards. And then in week 1, he sees 5 catchable targets, 3 of which resulted in a penalty. So he caught 2 of his only 3 actual targets that he can actually get up and get. Is Joe Mixon the highest projected player on the Bengals other than Burrow? For me, yes. Yeah. Doing the WAP will help you pop off. Yikes. Double QB's the move? Probably not. I don't love Burrow. Play otherwise I would. How many lineups with Nick Chubb captain do you have? I don't know. How many do I have? It's a good question. 9%. Are you playing Hunt and Chubb? I'm sure they're in there. I didn't go out of my way to do it. Can't trust Baker, though. Maybe. Bro, I have to disagree tonight. The captain is Chubb. I have ownership to Chubb. AJ and OBJ should go under-owned tonight. No, it seems very much so that AJ Green is going over-owned, and Chubb and Odell, in my opinion, is appropriately owned. Yeah, Chubb is well higher owned. I mean, Chubb's going to be the highest owned of AJ Green, definitely, and probably Odell. I think Chubb will be the highest owned of those 3. Will AJ Green get more than 4 receptions? Maybe. What do you think about the Super Draft champion? Who are you looking at? Probably Odell or Kareem Hunt. Kind of new to the Showdown sites. If you play OBJ in the captain spot, would you need to play Baker Mayfield with him? Yeah, so obviously it's a good thing to have the correlation there, right? But you don't need to. Like if Joey Burrow goes out and scores 23 fantasy points and Baker has 16 fantasy points and Odell has a big game of 25 and Odell's the captain, there's a lot of situations where it can't fit. Obviously, the correlation of going off Baker Mayfield, popping off and just blowing up the slate and correlating with Odell, yeah, obviously correlation and stacks are going to be good. You don't need it, though, on these Showdown slates, at least in my opinion. On a real GPP slate, yeah, I would say you would need it. But if you're putting Odell in the captain spot where he's getting double points and the same correlation in points is not there anymore, yeah, I wouldn't say so. Rather play Boyd and or Higgins. Yeah, there's no shot on playing Higgins. I mean, did you see what Higgins did week 1? Did anybody watch week 1? I know he was a second-round draft pick, and everybody wants to jump up and down. He was the first pick of the second round this year, and everybody loves Higgins out of Clemson. I'm not sure if anybody watched week 1. It wasn't that great. He did absolutely nothing. He literally didn't run a route. He played on pass blocking or run blocking snaps. How do you feel about having Chubb and Hunt? Fine. Chubb or Boyd, Sal? I have Chubb projected for more. I don't know what my ownership is towards them right now. Let me see. I have more Chubb right now. Stocks only go up. Somebody says false. Sorry, Sal. Didn't hear if you answered. What do you think of Hunt and Chubb? All right, so Hub and Chubb double stack is fine. I'm not setting rules against it. I'm sure I have lineups with it, but I'm not like dying to get it. Right? Like, I don't think it's the optimal approach to play 2 running backs from the same team, right? But I think it's fine because of the ways that they can get there. Chubb with the goal line work and Kareem Hunt with the pass catching work. But you can't account for injuries if you bet early in the week. Injuries rarely matter, right? Injuries, people think like Richard Sherman being out matters for the San Francisco 49ers game. It doesn't change the line, right? If Aaron Rodgers gets hurt in the week, sure. Yeah, but that's probably not going to happen. It doesn't matter if Kenny Golladay is out. That doesn't change the line. Like, Vegas does not give a shit about teams' wide receivers and cornerbacks and half the time running backs. A quarterback will move the line. Aaron Rodgers moved the line fucking 6 points 2 years ago. That's crazy. Most quarterbacks will move the line 1 to 2 points. Injuries for betting, they're good to talk about for face value, right? Adding some stuff in for matchups. For actually Vegas, unless you're a good quarterback, usually doesn't care if you have an injury on your team. AJ Green or Tyler Boyd? I have more Tyler Boyd right now. Guys, don't bet sports. 99% chance you lose. In the long term, it's proven. In the long term, it's proven for most donkeys who bet right before the game. If you're betting opening lines with actual data and statistics, and you're betting numbers, not players, if you take names off of every single team you take the names off, and you just look at the actual efficiency numbers that matter, and you're getting the lines early in the week when they're soft, you can win long term. You can. Most people won't do that. Most people bet with emotions. Most people say, I'm betting this team because of this player, right? And that's fine to do that. It's entertainment then. But yeah, 99% of people will lose. Because it's entertainment for 99% of people, whether they know it or not. They're betting it because they want to enjoy watching a game. And if you're betting $5 in a game and you actually win, it's a pretty good spend of $5 entertainment. Rather do that than go to a dusty old movie. But no, the actual statement is true. The reason why, though, is it's not because the game is rigged. It's because most people don't put the time in and most people are not disciplined enough. Just like most people are not disciplined enough to not have debt in their life. Most people are not difficult enough to save for retirement at a young age. Just all that stuff, right? Most people, people know how to lose weight, eat healthy, exercise, drink water, get good sleep. People know, but most people aren't disciplined to do it. Same exact thing with everything. DFS, same exact thing. Sports betting, same exact thing. If you're disciplined, you can do it long term. It's not going to be easy, but you can definitely do it. There's a path. If you're not disciplined, there's no path. Would you play Landry or Boyd? Right now, I have more Jarvis Landry, but I like both. Here's a crazy thought. Both running backs and both defenses in one lineup. Yeah, I'm probably not going to have that. I have a rule that I definitely won't have that. Thoughts on John Ross tonight? I think he's underpriced. I don't think he's like fantastic, but I have a good amount. I would assume that I come in around the field on John Ross, depending on what his ownership is. Maybe above it. I'm at like 25% John Ross. I can't see myself being way too much above that. We have almost 900 people in here on a Thursday night stream. Be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe button. There's $300,000 Rooskies to first place. Is somebody in this chat going to win it? I just see people asking questions. I don't see a single person in this chat claiming, looking in the mirror right now. What is it called again when you like tell yourself in the mirror that I'm going to win $300,000 tonight? I forgot what those things are called. Yeah, I don't see anybody doing that right now in the chat. That's the way that you win. You frame your mindset to it, and you just slowly start walking like a mummy and a zombie right towards that goal. $300,000. Nobody wants it. Crazy. Smart young dude, says Kobe. You are a smart young dude, my friend. But I just read books. I mean, I really don't know what smart is. I just want to keep reading books and keep being informed on all kinds of weird shit. I'm going to start getting into really weird shit now that I found ebooks. Man, I can listen to an ebook. I can put it on 2x speed and listen to it in 3 hours for a book that would have taken me like 3 weeks to read. Oh, it's a different game now. Cody Parker or Austin Hooper? Yeah, it's going to be I don't like either. I really don't like either. I don't have a lot of Hooper. I actually have more Cody Parkey tonight, but the answer is not like the two of them. The only reason I'm getting more Cody Parkey is the other players in those lineups, not because of him compared to Austin Hooper. I have 15% Cody Parkey right now. And I currently have 15% Cody Parkey, and I have like really no Hooper. He's just too expensive. 5% Hooper. I'd rather play Bryant. What's your game flow prediction? Do you expect the Browns or Bengals to play from behind? I have a bunch of different game flow predictions. I'm pretty much setting up like 3 or 4 different game flow predictions in the optimizer, and it's playing it out from there. So, yeah, the game flow predictions I have will encompass a lot of things. Close games, blowouts each way, those types of things. Blowouts each way, not like extreme, but you know what I mean, like playing from behind, not as many runs. The Vegas is going to be the game flow that everybody plays. The game flows that you should really focus on are overall points, in my opinion. Do you think the game goes over 50 points? Well, then you should probably not play kickers. They're not going to be as valuable because there's going to be a lot of other points scored at other positions. Defenses are still in play then, and then you can start to play some options that make sense. The running backs and quarterbacks become more appealing. If you think the game is going to be below 35 points, 30 points, you probably shouldn't play quarterbacks, or at least definitely not both of them, right? Kickers start to become more in play at that point. Defenses, same stance, right? High-scoring games, low-scoring games for DFS, it's the same thing. You don't want the games to middle out. You want lower high-scoring games for your defenses to do well. You should probably more times than not focus on the actual points. Yes, the game flow matters. Oh, damn, like they're up 7 and now they're not going to run as much, and late in the fourth quarter they're throwing more, right? Yeah, you can try and predict all that stuff. You're never going to predict it right to the exact extent and build a lineup that focuses around it with one lineup. Try and predict the overall points outcomes, because that's when you can see, like, damn, I really shouldn't play a kicker if they're going to score 52 points, because how the hell is John Ross or whoever, Tyler Boyd, all these guys not going to outscore the kicker at that point? Let's make some money tonight. What's up, Pete? How you doing, my man? How you doing, Pete? Kickers are going to win this slate, maybe. Could you ever do a show on how to figure out ownership projections? Probably not. I mean, 3 people would watch that, and I would have no interest in doing it. I mean, I know the way that you figure out ownership projections. I mean, I can give you one of the ways. You have historical data. You have a database of a bunch of similar situations with similar priced players. That's one way you can do it, right? That's a whole different thing to that. And then the other way you can do it is just use a couple different optimizers, put in 1,000 lineups in each optimizer, put in I would say like a generic set of projections that are in the industry or that you have or that are free or that you pay for, or my projections, whatever you want to do. Run 1,000 lineups. And that's probably going to be pretty close to the ownership for the week. And then you take the average from all the different optimizers, Daily Roto, Fantasy Cruncher, Fantasy Labs, all these different sites. And that'll be pretty close because most people are using optimizers, at least in these GPPs. So that's one way you can do it. Just kind of mock the contest, right? Crunch 10,000 lineups and kind of mock a contest with decent projections, and you can get that. And the other way is you just have a huge database of similar situations where there's a $3,000 running back on this team that had this high of a team total. They're now out, or there's a $7,000 running back, and now a $4,000 running back's coming in like Boston Scott last week, which allows you to get more stud running backs in your lineups, whatever it might be, like stuff like that. It's called affirmations. Yes. Affirmations. No, I don't see anybody saying in the chat right now, affirmations. I'm winning the super draft tonight. Bink. There you go. Gale Travels. Gale Travels is going to have it. Affirmations. Yes. So I'm going to win the $300,000. I looked in the mirror. There you go. Affirmations. That's right. This dude has made money before. Subscribed. Checking out the Patreon. Got to pay for it. Chuck, Randy. That's a billboard I should put up. Billboards are the worst thing you can pay for in advertising. If you work for a company that tries to buy billboards, fire them. Yeah. I've had success in DFS before. Yes. On Showdown slates. Yes. I remember I was doing a show with Osmo like last year at this time, and I was like, I fucking suck at Showdowns. Like, that's like extreme, but I was just like, I can't bank these things. And he was just like, yeah, they're hard to bank. I haven't banked one either at that point. And then since then, we've had a lot of success. Last week, we had a lot of success. The whole chat somebody won $47,000. He was in this chat earlier. The whole chat was popping up. I think I won $1,600 profit on last Thursday slate. I'll take it. It's better than a loss. Sal works in 78 RPM. Don't let Baker fuck it up. Still got that dollar for you, Sal, says Ryan. Too nice. Any interest in Giovanni Bernard? I have one lineup at 150, so no. Why is Kadar Hodge so cheap? Yeah, I don't know why any of these guys are so cheap, right? You have Hodges is so cheap. You have Mike Thomas is so cheap. These guys played a decent amount of the snaps. Auden Tate to an extent. Obviously, Harrison Bryant, who we've talked about a lot. I can kind of scroll down to show you some of these. Last time the Browns played on Monday Night Football on week 2, the winning lineup had Chubb and the backup running back in the winning lineup. Like last year you're talking about? I'm pretty sure that was Odell captain spot week. Carlson or Bryant for tight end? Bryant. Can somebody confirm? Somebody said earlier about somebody like the kickers being off. Can somebody confirm for me the 2 starting kickers tonight? Is it Cody Parkey and Randy Bullock? Is there a Seifert somewhere? Do I need to change my shit? The DraftKings fuck up the initial salaries because I popped these like the second they came out from DraftKings. So there's a chance they messed them up. Man, I gotta sign up to DraftKings. Man, shit. All right, I'll sign up to DraftKings after. It always signs me up. Who you got winning? The Browns, sure. Last week cost me possibly money. I've won 100K in showdowns. It's possible. There you go. 45K unless you stole 2K from me. Suspect. 47K, sorry. Is there a standard for exposure that you use in Fantasy Cruncher? I don't set any exposure caps, no, because I think that makes it pointless. If you're going to say don't give me more than 50% Joe Burrow, what's the point of using an optimizer? You're restricting the optimizer's actual abilities. It's Parkey and Bullock. Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you. Parkey and Bullock. Thank you. Somebody was saying something about Seifert or something. The other guy got cut. That's what I thought. Do you think Browns D is going to put up lots of pressure on Burrow? Yeah, Browns D was actually very good in week 1, in my opinion. Look, efficiency standpoints, they got fucking destroyed because it's the Baltimore Ravens. But they were the number 1 run defense in week 1. The Browns defense, believe it or not, they got destroyed. It does not just take into account overall rushing yards, right? Because obviously Lamar threw for a 12% touchdown rate on them. Their pressure was okay. Yeah, I think their defense is going to get to this line. This line is not that great. We knew that coming in, right? This offensive line is the same as last year, except they lost some pieces like Cordy Glenn, who was out for most of the year. Weird team issues. And then they had Jonah Williams come back. Not a great offensive line overall, though. We got 900 people in this chat. Y'all are crazy. $1 donation, 99 cents to be exact, from Leo Keltz. Leo, too kind, my man, too kind. How you feeling about Bryant's 3X on Superdraft? Yeah, not that great. Yeah, Bryant's still probably not. Let me see. Where's Bryant at for me on Superdraft? Yeah, he's not that great of a play. Oh, no. Let me check. Yeah, he's not that great of a play. Bryant's not looking out too great on Superdraft. I mean, if he scores a touchdown, maybe. Please explain your rationale for Chubb over Hunt. I only asked because Hunt outscored him 7 to 9 games they played together. Yeah, this is not the greatest metrics to be looking at. This team was bad in the first place. Bad offensive line last year. I'm not caring about what happened last year. It's a different offensive line. It's a different coach. A coach that wants to focus on the run. So week 1, they're down by 2 to 3 scores. When you have a game flow independent back that can get scripted out, and Nick Chubb now, he comes off the field. Just like if Derrick Henry, if his team was down 3 scores, he would come off the field for whatever the pass catching back is when Darrington Evans is healthy. So Chubb comes off the field. That's what happened. He carried the ball 10 times for 60 yards. Do you think they just took Nick Chubb off? You know what? You're averaging 6 yards per carry. You're playing too good. You're outplaying Kareem Hunt. We're going to take you off the field. No. Kareem Hunt is the pass catching back, so he comes off the field. Leo Keltz donates $5, and I didn't even know you can put these little laughing things. I don't know if that's a pear. It looks like a pear. Definitely not an avocado, but avocados be damn good. So like the idea that Hunt has outscored Chubb in 7 of the 9 last games, like for this specific DFS slate, especially when you're dating back to last year, mid-season, different coach, different offensive line completely, different schemes, I just don't have interest. I don't have interest in looking at last year. Week 1, Nick Chubb played fantastic. Kareem Hunt got a lot of, in my opinion, garbage run. Like if you watch that game in the fourth quarter, it was garbage run. They were running the ball against soft zones, Kareem Hunt. He got like 4 carries in the fourth quarter when they were just giving up. So like all those numbers that people are like, holy shit, he out-touched him on the ground. He got garbage time when he was the back in a game flow situation where he had to be on the field. The second one was an accident. This man just donated $5 and he said the second one was an accident. Damn, that sucks. Upside on Bryant? Yeah, I think Bryant has upside for the price point, right? I'm not saying he's going to score 15 points. I haven't projected for like 5 fantasy points, 4.5, something like that. But for $200, that's going to be some of the best that you'll find. Fade both quarterbacks. I have a lot of interest in Baker. I'm going to be below the field on Joe Burrow. Why do I feel like Burrow will school Baker Mayfield off the field? Off the field, I don't think that's going to be the case. Baker might suck, but I think Burrow will also suck. Look, he's a rookie quarterback who sucked in week 1 on a short week now with no offensive line against a pretty good pass rush. If Burrow does something tonight and plays Houdini with no pressure on a short week, yeah, I'll be impressed. Obviously, they're in Cleveland. They're in Ohio. They're not traveling much, right? I get all that. But yeah, like it's crazy how much shit that I watch, and everybody was saying Joe Burrow he's legit. I like Joe Burrow, but what were people watching in week 1 that thought he looked legit? He had one crazy touchdown run where people couldn't tackle him. He averaged 5.4 yards per attempt. You know how bad that is? I get the offensive line is bad, but why are we jumping up and down for Joe Burrow after 1 week? Hope the kid does well. I like the kid a lot. But come on. He was fantastic in week 1. What are we comparing him to? Baker Mayfield? Like, what are we comparing him to? Isn't Brown's secondary still hurt? Isn't the Browns secondary still hurt, somebody says. We're about to get inactives for this game. Or they should be out yet, or they're about to be out in like 5 minutes, so I can tell you then. I can tell you then. What are your thoughts on starting both QBs? I probably won't much. I mean, I'm going to have it in some of my lineups, but if I'm playing 1 to 5 lineups, I wouldn't. I'm playing 150 lineups. I'm sure they're in there somewhere. I haven't really filtered down every single lineup. Joe Burrow going back to his hometown. Somebody says, I need that $5 back. Venmo me. Yikes. Your $5 is salads now, brother. I think YouTube takes like 20%, which is kind of fucked up. AJ Green, question mark. Has Landry been confirmed to play? I assume he's fine. I know that he came out kind of early last week. Not really anything crazy. Didn't get the full-on Brandon Cooks treatment, but yeah. Joe Burrow going off this week. I hope so. I want to watch the first-round picks ball out, both Baker and Joe Burrow. I do. I want to watch them ball out. Sal's the man, hands down. Sal, who do you like for the captain on Super Draft? I like CJ at 3.85. Who do you think would be? Who would you go that way? No, I don't like any CJ Uzoma. CJ Uzoma I have projected pretty shitty. I like Odell captain lineups. I like Kareem Hunt and I like Joe Burrow. The running backs are fine as well. 3 guys out in the Browns secondary. Is that official? Is the inactives out yet? I always try and find the Browns beat reporters around this time because this is not just the Browns, like the teams in general. Because this is about the time when that stuff starts to leak out a little bit. So if you guys have the official reports, let me know. Let me know. I'll pull up. Let me put up Roto World's injury tab just to see if they're going to be tracking this shit. RotoWorld.com. AJ Green 2 touchdowns. Hope so. Love the guy. What do we got here? Venmo, my man. I don't know what anybody's saying. What are you guys talking about, Venmo? Tyler Boyd, question mark? Yeah, I have a good amount. 35%, 45% with the captain. Joe Mixon, does he get a rushing touchdown? Maybe. I mean, I'm not betting the over-under on his rushing touchdowns, but maybe. Who invited these 2 clowns? I don't know what that means. Never won with this kid's advice, but it's probably me. Hey, man, it's just objective advice. Just projections, man. No, they're not objective. That's a lie. They got to be naturally subjective. Let me look into these injury reports. Boyd 3 touchdowns? Why y'all playing Draftkings if you only got $5? All right. We got to stop talking about this fucking $5 shit. I'll Venmo you some other day. All right? I don't know how you accidentally send somebody $5. We ain't sitting here with so many fucking texts. You got to go. Thank you for the $5, but you got to go for now. You'll get Venmo'd. Chill the fuck out. All right, exactly. All right, let's go. Salvatore, Greg Bean says, why do you like Hunt so much? Thanks for the free content. I don't like Hunt so much. I don't think I've said anything about liking Hunt so much once in here. I think Hunt's fine. Don't like him so much. I think he's okay. Don't have anything crazy about him tonight. Don't have overwhelming ownership. He is my 3rd highest owned running back, which should be pretty obvious. It's great to see your progress, says JS. Thank you. I appreciate that. Snell, use that guy's $5 on a double up. I probably will. Snell or Melvin Gordon this week? Melvin Gordon. I don't have any interest in Benny Snell. He's not going to catch passes. He's going up against the league's #1 run defense from last year that was so stout this year in week 1. Held Derrick Henry to a terrible game. 31 attempts for 3.7 yards per attempt. Looked really bad. Yeah. I watched Burrow play in high school in the state championship game against my son. It was a shootout, no defense. Nice. OBJ or AJ Green? I'll go OBJ. Hodge have some sneaky upside. I mean, he was on the field last week, right? He's running like mid-teens in routes, so some upside. I don't know what that is. I don't have any Hodge right now, but some upside, yes. Sal, any Joe Mixon? Yeah, definitely. Thought you liked Hunt at the captain spot. My bad. No, I have 0 lineups with Hunt in the captain spot. You got the wrong guy. Sal, my Brody since day 1. Got the Nittany Lions. How many lineups do you have QB in the captain? 0. Shout out Penn State. 0. $5 equals 1 joint. Nah, not for me, my boy. I don't smoke. Had a bad experience at Firefly. Never again. Been like 5 years. What does this man say? Hey, my dude Sal is a savage. No savages here. We gentlemen. Why is it better to make lineups earlier in the week? No, not lineups. Betting. Sports betting. We were talking about sports betting for getting lines earlier in the week. Do you think last week was a fluke with Chubb's usage? Yes, they were down by 2 to 3 scores. He's not the pass-catching back. Kareem Hunt was literally getting garbage time rushes. Like, people don't watch the games. I get it. Team watch the film is not great, right? People don't like to be team watch the film. You can spend 5 minutes to watch on 2X the entire game, every single play from the game. They'll cut out commercials. They'll cut out the 30-second play clock. The game literally takes 15 to 20 minutes when you cut all that out. Watch it on 2X, and you'll watch the Browns with no interest in winning down the stretch. Kareem Hunt's on the field, and they're just giving him garbage time runs against a soft zone. There's nothing to it. There's nothing to it. Yes, Kareem Hunt got paid. He got extended. He's going to see a lot of work. He saw 10 touches per game last year. Maybe he'll see 12 touches per game this year. But he's not the 65% back on the team. Sam French donates $5 to the stream. Nice. He says, here's my weekly $5 to hear you randomly say, "Gyalf" on a football stream. My man Sam French just donated $5 for me to say a word. My future, my outlook is strong. It's strong. $5 per word right now. Damn. My outlook is very strong right now. What do you expect from Beckham tonight? I like Beckham tonight. I think he should be the highest priced guy in the slate. I think he's the best play in the slate. I like Beckham a lot. Is it me or is he talking faster than normal? Nah, man, you must not watch my content. That shit, big energy. That's the big energy. That's a lightning bolt in the top left corner of the stream. That's my big energy. That's the logo. That's what I do. I talk fast. I talk like the speed of fucking light. The speed of fucking light. Is Chris Godwin's targets going to be affected if he still plays? I don't know. Look, I can't play doctor. I had a concussion. It still fucks with me. It's been 3 years. I still have effects from my concussion 3 years ago. It lasted for 15 months to the point where I had to wear glasses and headphones everywhere. I could not go into a Walmart. I could not go into a grocery store without glasses or headphones. 15 months. So if you want me to try and predict how somebody else's concussion is going to last, if they'll be ready for this week and how that affects them, I have no idea. I'm not even going to try and guess. Concussions are the scariest possible thing. Traumatic brain experiences are the scariest possible thing because nobody knows how to cure them. Everybody needs to subscribe to Papa Sal, says Slug Waffles. Hey, yo, Slug Waffles, too kind. Hey, yo, we about to hit 1,000 people watching this. We're up to 960. Sal, I hope I chop first with you. I hope so, too. I mean, I hope I win it by myself, but if I'm going to chop it, I might as well chop it with some of y'all. Can you rank Landry, Green, and Boyd? Yeah, I got in terms of my ownership right now in them, not just straight up salary, I have Landry, Boyd, and Green in that order. Do I need to play Baker Mayfield with OBJ? It's a good idea, but you don't need to. So much info, somebody says. Beckham, 4 catches, 43 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Would you start OBJ over Woods or Ridley? I'm not doing season long right now. Sal's concussed, somebody says. Yeah, concussions suck. It's not even a joke. William Jackson is a pretty good cover cornerback. Yes, I would say he's pretty good. Odell Beckham Jr. is an elite wide receiver. Your family dinners must be lit, providing they all talk fast. Yo, I go home for family dinners. Those motherfuckers talk so loud. I mean, I definitely talk loud compared to most people, but I go home and I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up. Insert Selena's sister's name. I mean, even without a concussion, you shouldn't go into Walmart. I can't go into Walmart anymore, yo. I don't know why. I just can't. It's so fucking bright in there. Fade Burrow tonight? You don't got to fade him, but I'm definitely below the field. First time on your channel. Seen you on shows. Didn't realize you talk so fast. I dig the energy. The big energy. My man, Big Timer, coming in here. And he's already shouting out the brand. Yeah, man, the big energy. What's up? We're going to have t-shirts pretty soon. We're going to revamp the whole store. Chubb or Hunt in a GPP. I'll go Chubb. Somebody says, who the hell disliked this guy? Boo. Yeah, there's people who are sad out there. Allen and Diggs, yeah, we're not going to be doing... If you want to ask me any season-long questions, we did a live stream at noon, but if you still have to ask any, go to my TikTok. I'm not even kidding. Go to my TikTok. I want to make very easy and simple content on TikTok. If you go to my TikTok, if you comment on one of my posts and you just say, this guy or this guy this week, I will literally make a video for you and I will post it. It helps you out, and then it helps me make easy content on TikTok because I want to be putting content up on there. I just don't want to be editing shit and having to do a bunch of thinking for it. So... I see 12 people have already left comments. We got music playing on this other shit. So people are commenting. That's good. Yeah, go ahead. Just leave me some comments there, and we'll go from there. And also hit it with a follow on the TikTok. Is Landry playing? Yeah, as of right now, he's playing. I mean, we're going to get the inactives hour and a half before lock, which should be right now. So Auden Tate is surprise inactive for the Bengals. So here you go. The inactives are coming out. So Auden Tate is an inactive for the Bengals. That's important to point out. I had Auden Tate projected for 1.6 points, so it's not going to really change much for the way that I'm projecting my lineups. What Auden Tate being out will do, it might give some more snaps to Mike Thomas. I'm not really expecting much. T. Higgins, that type of stuff, right? So like T. Higgins, maybe I project him for like 2 points now instead of 1.3. But they were pretty much running pretty strict 3 wide receiver sets for most of that game, or the same 3 wide receivers, so... Yeah. Auden Tate's a surprise inactive. There you go. We're still waiting on the inactives right now for the Browns, but Auden Tate is out. Outside of that, it's just defensive players. Geno Atkins, Mike Daniels, so defensive tackles that are really good at stopping the run, and that's about it. Kicker Austin Seifert is inactive. There you go. So there's some inactives. I'm waiting on NFL beat reporters to kind of clear anything else up that we might have. 930 people, what's up? Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Yo, hit that subscribe button. Let's hit 28,000 subscribers. What are you at? Invest heavy into night or Sunday. Sunday. You shouldn't invest heavy into Showdown slates compared to full slates. You on the come up, somebody says. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hoping for a 23 to 20 game. There you go. Okay. There you go. All right. Showdown captain. No interest in Showdown talk right now. Where can I find the inactives? I follow NFL beat reporters, or it's 32 beat writers on Twitter. They're going to retweet the people who do it. Landry is active. There you go. Jarvis Landry or AJ Green, full point PPR. I have AJ Green projected for more points. I think, let me see. But I have Jarvis Landry in more of my lineups. Yeah, I have AJ Green projected, I think, for more points. Where's he at? Where the fuck's AJ Green at? Actually, no, Landry. Landry's more points, too. So Landry in all formats. My last spot is Hunter Chubb. You've convinced me to go with the latter. Chubb it is. I'm going to be rooting for you in that 36-man field, man. Landry's having 18 points tonight in my projections. So I have Landry for 13.7, which is, I think, pretty good. I mean, I think that's a pretty nice projection for Showdown slate. Make Leo remove his dislike. I don't even check the likes and dislikes. And the funny thing is that, nice job on TikTok. Where'd you get that wonderful idea? Yeah, Ethan. There you go. That's my man who was commenting. My man Ethan said just to reply to comments. Look, I don't have time to spend like an hour a day on TikTok, but if I can spend literally 2 minutes by answering people's questions, I'll do it. So yeah, go over there. Hit it with the like. I think it's look, I got 10 followers just from this video. I think, unless one of my TikToks popped off. We got like 300 views on a TikTok. Damn, that's a record high. We popping off. Watkins or McLaurin or Shark? Season long, I'll answer just because I had to think about it for a little while. McLaurin. Landry ahead of Green? Interesting. Yes. Look, Landry's so cheap. Like, are you factoring in pricing? He's $1,000 cheaper than Green. Relative to Green, he's $1,000 cheaper. AJ Green, I currently have projected 4.8 less points than Landry tonight. OBJ, Baker, Mixon. Do I throw Burrow in the lineup? If you want to. I probably don't. Is it bad to leave salary on the table? No, that's actually something I should point out. Every single one of my lineups tonight, all 150 lineups, and I am playing tonight, will have at least $700 left on the table. I have a maximum restriction in to not spend more than $49,300. So every single one of my lineups, based on research from the last 2 years, about only 10 lineups on average will be duped out of your 150 if you leave at least $700 on the table, but it doesn't get too far out. So $700 on the table in all of mine. Sal's TikTok is popping off. Laugh my ass off. Yeah, yo. I think my highest ever views on TikTok was like 140, and now we're at like 300 plus. Check that shit out. We just went for 250% follower increase on TikTok in literally a matter of a half hour. We lit. Cash Showdown too easy tonight. Damn, that sounds like somebody with a gambling problem. Love the stream, brother. I have to get back to work. Best of luck. Best of luck to you too, Austin. Rooting for Mixon and Hunt tonight. Hey, shout out them. Sal, you're the man, dude. Thanks for the info. Shout out you. Yo, we've been live for like an hour already. Yo, time flies when you're having fun. 58 and a half fucking minutes, man. We're having a lot of fun. Let's go. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. If you're not following me on Twitter, what are you doing? I'm about to really get hype on this TikTok after this. I'm about to go sit down. I was going to say drink a brewski, but I ain't even got no brewskis. I'm going to go sit down, drink a little H2O. I'm going to just reply start them, sit them questions. The questions that I get so much that I hate them. It's a whole new world now with TikTok, man. I'm about to answer all of them. How do you think Deshaun Watson will play this season with D-Hop? Without D-Hop, I think he'll be fine. I think Will Fuller is a stud. I got $1,900 left in my lineup. That sounds fine. Yeah, that sounds completely fine. Pepsi or Coke, Sal? The people need to know. I don't drink any soda. I have taken a sip of Coca-Cola once in my life. I hated it. I hate the carbonation. I don't drink any soda. The only thing I drink is water and coffee and sometimes tea. But yeah, I haven't drank anything. I don't even like use mixers or chasers. I just drink the shot. So like the only actual drinks that are non-alcoholic that I drink is just water and like coffee. 150 and you keep up with all of them? I got an optimizer, so it does that for me. I can control the optimizer. Artificial intelligence, baby. Automation. Someone offered me mixer. All right, we're not going to be answering those. If anybody wants to know a season-long question, go over to my TikTok, Sal Vetri on TikTok, and leave a comment and say this guy, this trade, and I'll answer it. Do you have Italian in you? Yes, I'm 100% Italiano from Staten Island, New York originally. So yeah, I'm Italian, 100%. How much does your Patreon cost? Liam Redding asked me about Patreon. So good question, man. There's different price ranges depending on what the tier and package you want, from $20 to $50 Rooskies. $20 Rooskies, you can check the tiers out on this page. I'll drop it down below. And then 50 is the Hall of Fame, which is a lot of shit. And then there's also annual and monthly packages. But here, I'll drop the link. That is my Patreon. You can check it out. 50% mix-in scary? I wouldn't say scary. It depends on how many lineups you're playing. If you're playing like 10 lineups, no, it's not scary. I have about 50% mix-in right now, so I actually have a lot more than that. I've got a lot of Mixon. I have 47% just in my utility, not even counting my captain. So I'm going to be heavy on Mixon. Hunter Chubb, full PPR, Chubb. What's your thoughts on playing OBJ and Landry, or should I play Hooper? I don't want to play much Hooper, so OBJ and Landry, sure. Hey, Sal, what's your thoughts on Hooper? Not really that high on him. I have 5% in 150 lineups. Somebody says, stop trying to sell stuff, you bum. Answer this question and shut up. This man, yo. All right, so we got to roast him. We got to roast him. So this guy, I mean, if you ever watch Joe Rogan, he knows, like, you know, most people know that if somebody's angry in the YouTube comments or something, like, their life is miserable. Like, they're wiping the Cheetos off their chest right now. Their father did something to them. They had a bad dad. They had a bad childhood. And he's just sitting there saying, you're on my time, right? Man, this man got to go. MD, you got to go. I mean, I know the type of person. We don't have to give him much more time, but it's a sad life. And that doesn't mean you can't turn it around, MD. You can turn that shit around. Is TikTok the Chinese government? It was just bought out. Somebody refreshed me. I just saw yesterday or 2 days ago, TikTok was bought out in the American side. It wasn't Microsoft, but there was a bid put in and I believe won. Somebody in the chat will know. There's like 1,000 people in here. How many lineups should I have tonight? I mean, that's your choice. How much money do you want to spend and how much money can you afford to lose if you lose it? Who has the better offensive line tonight? The Cleveland Browns. Definitely. Sal about to need some chat mods. I got a couple. They're just busy tonight. Cutting deep here. Somebody says, yo, leave Papa Sal alone. You trash. Somebody says roasted. Boom, roasted. Yeah, no. Like, I mean, if you watch the Joe Rogan, the recent one, not the one from today, but yesterday, they literally talk about it. I don't usually look into comments too much. Fantastic personality, great content. Italian Gusto, a hat. I'm subscribing. I appreciate that, man. How you doing? Thank you, boss. Been following Sal for about a year. Always enjoy the streams. Thank you for your analysis and your entertaining streams. I appreciate that. Oracle, that's what it is. Oracle owns TikTok. There you go. Thank you, guys. Thank you. A bunch of people putting it in there. Thank you, Sean, David. Thank you, Brenda. Everybody, thank you. Yeah, I saw that like 2 days ago. Oracle won the bid. Nico donates $5 Rooskies for the Brewskis. Oh, no. Love the content, brother. My man Nico just came up with a saying. Oh, my God. I mean, $1 Rooskies is very close to my heart. But for the Brewskis, oh, my God. Oh, my God. Is that a T-shirt waiting to be made? Is that a Billy Dollar idea? Any receivers would play with OBJ besides Landry? Yeah, John Ross. I mean, if you're talking about from the other team, like cheap guys, I assume you're saying John Ross. If you're saying from the exact same team, no, I don't really want to play much Hodge. Jarvis or Landry, who will get the highest points? My man Fernando, you gotta fix that. You said Jarvis or Landry, who's gonna get the most points? Unless you're making a joke, but fix that. Who do you want me to compare there? What's your thoughts on playing both QBs? I'll probably have some, but I don't really care too much. Did Oracle buy it? They won the bid, I believe. Yeah. Rogan might host a Trump Biden debate. I saw something about that, but I think it was just more of a joke. Are you playing the deep threat? John Ross, yes. Oracle has not bought TikTok, but they put I believe they put the bid in and they were awarded the bid. Is that not right? Was that fake news? It was trending on Twitter, but 6 times amount. Go watch if you have not yet watched The Social Dilemma on Netflix. If you need something to watch on Netflix, go watch The Social Dilemma. Hour and a half that will make you fucking terrified about having social media in your life. How many receptions? Week 2 Watkins and McLaurin. All right. So for the people in here asking me like season-long questions, TikTok. Go over to TikTok and leave a comment on one of my posts, and I'll make a video specifically just for your post. A lot of people are going in there right now. Pretty wild. The amount of people right now, yo. There's so many comments on this TikTok compared to how many there's ever been. Y'all are fucking nuts. The amount of people that are following right now. 26 followers on TikTok. We went from 6 to 26 like that. We're up to almost 500 views on my most recent video. Holy shit. I'm getting a shirt if you make it. Yeah. I'm going to try and make a shirt. I got a guy who's helping me with a lot of my designs right now for like YouTube and stuff. And just like all my social media stuff. I'm going to see if he can help me with a store. Because I don't want to be making shirts and shit if I'm going to make like $2 off the shirts. Like it's fun for a branding standpoint, so maybe I'll just do that. But the margins are terrible unless you make them yourself. If I left $40,000 on the table for lineup construction, how many lineups do you think will duplicate it? 0. Jarvis or OBJ? OBJ. Too many brewskis. I meant Odell or Jarvis. And the man donates $2 more. This man's too nice. Odell over Jarvis for me. Subscribe. Great content, brother. Keep killing it. Thank you, Matt. You're too kind. Yo. Let me know if you just found me from this video. I'm trying to keep track of like how many people find me from this specific video while we're live. So let me know if you're just finding me from this specific video. There's like 900 of you in here. And if you are just finding me, please do hit the like and subscribe. It takes 2 seconds of your time. Do the Bears have a top 5 defense this season in them? I don't think so. Week 2, Watkins, I'm not answering that yet. Boyd or Ross? Boyd or Ross? I currently have, I believe, more Boyd. I have more Boyd, but I have a lot of Ross. Staten, Italy, Sal in the building. Frank, what's going on? How you doing? Yeah, originally Staten Island, New York, yes. You should make your own eyebrow slogan on your shirts. Somebody used to make me a shirt like that, but I do have shirts. I do have shirts. I have a store on Teespring. It should be like linked onto this YouTube channel somewhere, but there's t-shirts with eyebrows. They're very bad designs. It's terrible shit. It told me, I got a notification, put some shirt designs in. I took like 5 minutes to do it, but I should really put some time into it now. Somebody says, just found you from this one, just found you. Hey man, just hopped into the live stream. Yesterday you were excited about Bryant and Hodges. Sounds like you were not too much into Hodges at the moment. How about Bryant? Yeah, not too much into Hodges. I have a lot of Bryant. I have about a third of my lineups of Bryant in them. None with Hodges. And that's the reason why, because I'm just getting more Bryant. I had Bryant projected for 2 times the amount of points as Hodges. So Hodges can definitely get it done, but yeah. Sal, I have a guy for you. He is legit. $6 for a nice soft t-shirt. He does all the lightning merchandise. Interesting. Yeah. Like I want to make merch, but like if I use Teespring, if somebody buys like a $15 shirt on Teespring, I think I see like $4. Like obviously it wouldn't be an actual revenue stream. It would be more so about like building my brand and like people having like merchandise and stuff like that. Any receivers you would play with OBJ besides Landry? From that exact same team, probably not. Probably Harris and Bryant, the most combinations there. Just tune in for the first time. Sign up on Monkey Knife Fight using promo code Good Fast Content. Thank you. Yes. This stream is sponsored by Monkey Knife Fight. And Super Draft if you want to sign up over there. But Monkey Knife Fight, they just changed it today. My promo code is now Vetri. Adrian says, just found you. Thanks. Thank you. I appreciate you. Got to dislike that as soon as you diss the Bears. I didn't diss the Bears. I just said I don't think they're going to have a top 5 defense. Look, I don't think most teams are going to have a top 5 defense. It's tough to do that. You the man, love this kid. My new follow. Glad I found you. Hey, Joel. Appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everybody in here. Y'all are too good. Y'all are too good. Y'all are too good. Y'all are too kind. Printify for your t-shirt, bro. Printify, I'll have to look into it. Send me a reminder, and I probably will. I'll be sure to drop you a fat donation after I win this 300K. Too kind. Just send me $1 for some peanut M&Ms. You should just do apparel and drop ship it on Shopify. Yeah, I've had a Shopify before. I just don't want to make my own apparel. I have zero interest in inventory. That's why I have an online business. I live in Staten Island also, off of Arthur Kill Road. Really? Yeah. Do you like Ross as a captain in the Super Draft or even as a kicker? I like actually Ross as a captain option. He's my 5th best captain option on Super Draft. Wow, you live off of Arthur Kill Road. Yeah, nice. Nice. I didn't find you today, but YouTube had you on my recommended tonight. Nice. That's awesome. Thank you. Good shit. In a shootout, is fading the running backs okay? No, that's not the correlation. In shootouts, running backs will be fine. More red zone opportunities, obviously more touchdown opportunities, more routes run. Been watching you for 2 years. Cheers. Hey, buddy, what about Azoma? No real interest in Azoma tonight. Just too expensive for what his role probably is. If I'm only entering one lineup, would it be fine to fade Green? Yes. Sal, keep it up. Glad to see you again. Sanders. Alrighty, let me just find this. Let me find my fucking TikTok so I can just put the link in here. Because anybody who has a TikTok question, drop it on one of my posts. Drop your question on one of my TikTok posts, and I'll answer all of the questions. So here's my I think this is my fucking TikTok. I don't even know at this point. I don't know if that'll take you to the TikTok page, but drop it on there, and we'll see what happens. My whole screen just froze when I went to TikTok. Am I still live? This shit's crazy. My whole screen just froze when I tried to copy the TikTok link. What's happening? Chubb 2 TDs. I hope so. I can make some mock t-shirts for you and send them your way completely free if you like. Yeah, definitely. Hit me up. My business email is in my Twitter bio. What are the best contests to play? Single entry, 3 max, 20 max for showdowns. If you have 150 lineup capability, go ahead and do that. I mean, you don't need a lot of money to play 150 lineups. They have a 50 cent, I think. They usually do. So a $75 buy-in. I think I'm about to go. What sport do you do the best in for DFS? I mean, the best, like what sport do I do the best in? We only had like 2 or 3 weeks of the XFL, but I have very good profit margins in the XFL. It was an information hub and we had it. WNBA. WNBA is the best profitable sport out there because any sports where there's not a lot of information, you'll do well. League of Legends for the first 1 or 2, 3 weeks, you'll do well. When there's so much information on stuff, the markets become more difficult, right? When there's more information, you get more efficient markets. Never perfectly efficient because the information is never perfect, but less information, the better. So we were just dominating WNBA the last 2 years. And then this year happened and shit hit the fan and the season gets all pushed back and it's not as fun. I didn't really play much WNBA because it started the exact time as the NFL season. What's wrong with Hooper and why Bryant? Just because of the price? I mean, there's nothing wrong with Hooper. He's just appropriately priced, right? Bryant's going to play like the Njoku role, I believe. Like he's going to run, I think, 20 routes, right? If you're going to get Bryant running 20 routes at $200 out of the slot, he ran like 10 routes out of the slot. That's very good. Sal, tell me you're not a Dodgers fan. No, I'm a Yankees fan, but I haven't watched a baseball game in like 3 months. Baseball is just so boring. Should I play any Cleveland players tonight? You were forced to play a Cleveland player. So yes, if you're playing DFS. Best captain option using one lineup. I'll go Odell Beckham Jr. What does the X under the Y and X means? It just means maybe. It means I have ownership towards them, but I'm not as high on them. That's all it means. Well, Hodges, I'm actually going to have no ownership personally, but if you want to play him, I think it's okay. What do we got here? Any XFL players you think will make noise in the NFL this year? Donald Parham. If Donald Parham is going to get any playing time, he was the best player in the XFL, tight end. Donald Parham. That's probably about it. On the offensive side, at least, yeah. Paris Campbell, yeah, he's hot. He's fire. All right, guys, I'm about to leave. If you have any other further questions, let me know. Be sure to go over that TikTok. Leave any questions. I'm about to get to all of them right now. We've been live for a while now, so thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. We still have 850 of you live, so be sure to hit the like, subscribe button. Go get $50 free on Monkey Knife Fight. Use the promo code Vetri, V-E-T-R-I, my last name, and you'll get $50 free. And I'll send you my NFL DFS course, which is 10 hours of action-packed material. All right, thank you. Thoughts on Burrow at captain? I don't have any at captain. Who has more passing yards tonight? Let's go with Baker Mayfield. All right, everybody. Peace out. Thank you. Very fun hour and 15 minutes. Appreciate you all so much. Round of applause for whoever's going to win the $300,000 or chop it tonight. If it's not me, I hope it's you. You all rock. Peace out, everybody. The content schedule for the rest of the week. Bunch of shit's already out on Patreon. 25 pages of game-by-game notes will be out tomorrow. Final thoughts video tomorrow morning will be dropping. Saturday, I might add a prop show. I like having Saturday fully off. It's just nice, right? Getting a nice refresh. So I think I might do that. But I might do a prop betting video for Monkey Knife Fight on my channel. We'll see. Sunday morning, though, 10 a.m. We'll go for an hour and a half. We'll do a live stream before the game. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe button, all that stuff. Go win the dollar Rooskies. Get the big energy in you. What are you doing, everybody? Peace out, gang, and I'll see you in the next one. Y'all rock. See you.